In this video, let's talk about a Final Fantasy gift idea that you might want to pick up for yourself or a friend or a loved one this holiday season. Let's get odd. Let's get odd. So the Final Fantasy gift idea that I want to talk about is this music album. It's the Final Fantasy Tribute Thanks album. I actually thought this came out recently, maybe because I've just been browsing the Square Enix store a lot lately, but according to my extremely cursory research, this album came out in 2012, so I'm nearly 10 years late to the party. So this might not be new to you guys, but I recently discovered it and I wanted to share it with you guys. It's a really great album. Maybe some of you guys haven't checked it out yet. I definitely wanted to highlight some of my favorite tracks as well. But real quick, in an attempt to sound more energetic, let me try something new. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy. I tried. So this one's a little different, and I was a little wary by the description, but I was also intrigued. The description on the Square Enix store website says that an all-star cast of artists in various music genres, including rock, ska, progressive, club, techno, house, electronica, and jazz come together. Final Fantasy Tribute Thanks is a tribute album commemorating the 25th anniversary of Final Fantasy. The jacket features a newly rendered sprite art of Kazuko Shibuya. There are 25 tracks, it's over 2 hours of music. It's a really great album that I highly recommend, and I wanted to share some of the highlights that I really liked. I remember seeing the first description for this album, and when I saw that there was a ska arrangement, that sounded really interesting to me, but I was also like, is that really gonna work? I'm here to tell you, it works in a big way. So the first track is Opening Theme, composed by Nobuo Uematsu, arranged by the Tokyo Ska Paradise Orchestra, and it's a really great track. Another very cool track is Battle Medley 2, which consists of Fight On, composed by Nobuo Uematsu, and it also includes Blinded by Light from Final Fantasy XIII, and Assault from Final Fantasy X, composed by Masashi Hamauzu. And this track was arranged by Piano JC or Piano Jack. Sorry for the mispronunciation. I gotta admit, I'm not a huge fan of Final Fantasy XIII. I'm sorry. The way they incorporated Blinded by Light in this track is so fun and so awesome. It's a really great track. So here's another fun track. It's Clash on the Big Bridge. So that's a classic track in the Final Fantasy catalog of music. And it's such an epic track, you might think a great cover would be like a great epic orchestral version or like a rock opera. But the decision that they made on this is so fun and creative. It was such a surprise. It was the biggest surprise on this album. It almost sounds like a Kidz Bop version of Clash on the Big Bridge, which doesn't make any sense because there's no lyrics, but I said it anyway. It's kind of like they took Clash on the Big Bridge and they gave it like the Yoshi's Woolly World treatment or the style of Yoshi's Crafted World. There's like, I think it's like a recorder and ukulele. There's no reason why this track and this arrangement should work, but it really works. I really like it a lot. This was composed by Nobuo Uematsu and arranged by Sekizima Takeo. Another highlight for me was this medley of tracks from the first Final Fantasy. It's composed by Nobuo Uematsu and arranged by Pesama. There's a strong triplet feel in this track. It swings. There's like ragtime elements. It reminds me of Scott Joplin. I'm not a piano player, but I just associate ragtime with Scott Joplin. I don't even know if that's correct, but it's a very cool track. And the last highlight for me, and keep in mind these are just highlights, I recommend you get this album and check out all the tracks and let me know your favorites as well from this album. But the last highlight for me is Coin Song. I really love this track. I'm not really that familiar with the Final Fantasy games prior to Final Fantasy VII, but I do know some of the music, and I really love Coin Song. It's kind of a simple song, but it has a very strong, beautiful melody. I couldn't tell you when this track plays in the game. I couldn't tell you what characters are on the screen or what's happening, but I do know the song and I really like the track. And they just incorporated some really interesting rhythms into this arrangement. This was composed by Nobuo Uematsu, and it was arranged by Kenmochi Hidefumi. It's a really fun arrangement. So I just wanted to share that this could be a really great gift idea for you as a Final Fantasy fan, or for your friend or a loved one. They have original soundtracks. They have DVDs. They have the Distant World collections and the A New World collections. There's piano collections. They have jazz albums and acoustic albums. They have brass albums and orchestral albums. And keep in mind, if you have a friend or a family member who loves video games but not Final Fantasy, there's soundtracks for most games out there. And I think that if you love the game, there's a big chance that you'll love the music. There's Mario albums, there's Zelda albums, there's Metroid albums. There's all sorts of great music albums for video games out there that you should really check out. There's also live albums and piano arrangements, all kinds of things. I purchased this from the Square Enix US store. I'll leave a link to that item below, as well as an affiliate link to the Amazon listing in the description. I hope this video helped in some way, in some form. I hope you thought it was interesting or cool, or I hope my monotone voice was soothing in some way. I hope you got some sort of benefit. I don't know. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay odd and keep on playing.